It's been so long. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to my mini cut series. So if you've been following along this year, I took a tiny hiatus from videos in June, honestly, sort of by accident. I took a little vacation and then got sick at the end of my vacation. So it's just been a couple of weeks getting back up to speed here, and now it is July 1st and we've got a new plan. So I'm going to take you guys through a little bit of what that looks like for me going into the rest of this year. And this video, I'm really going to cover my nutrition game plan as well as my training game plan and just sort of what my goals are coming up, because I don't think I have shared with you guys my goals for 2025 as they have shifted. And yeah, so here we go. Okay, so first of all, going into this year, I really wasn't sure if I was going to be competing or not. There was a lot up in the air and a lot of discussions with my fiance Brad, my coach, and just really trying to figure out what made sense for me right now, just from my personal goals, balancing work. I do work a lot, managing a team, and then also just other personal goals I have going on. So competing does take quite a bit of your time, and then also figuring out what that meant in terms of my physique and things that I needed to do or change in order to meet criteria of categories that I might potentially want to compete in. So yeah, so coming off of a really nice sort of run at competing, if you guys are new here, I started competing in 2009. This is well before social media popularized this. The bikini category was like just barely starting. Bodybuilding was not cool, I think, especially for women, as it's more glamorized now. I really just fell in love with bodybuilding. I loved weight training, I loved the process, and I loved competing. So I stuck with it from 2009 to 2016. I won many shows. I competed back then. I competed in figure, and then took a little bit of a break until 2019. Started prepping again for shows in 2020. COVID happened, all the stuff, and then ended up competing with the WBFF, winning multiple titles there, winning a world championship in 2022. And yeah, it's been a really great run. At the same time, I've matured a lot in my physique, and you know, really taking some time now that I'm 40, taking some time to sort of reflect on like, what does that mean in terms of how I want to look, how I want to feel, what I want to do in the next several decades, I guess. So for right now, to keep this a little more on the brief side, the game plan for this year is not to compete. I may compete in 2025. I'm not going to make any definites on that just yet, because we do have a lot in the mix with the business, with my coaching program, and some other things that I'm working on. So it's kind of where we're at right now. In the meantime, I do thrive on having a goal, and since I don't have a need to be in a build, we've sort of stopped my build for right now. I shifted into maintenance. I went on this trip. Just sort of enjoyed life, and now coming back, we decided to go into a somewhat of an aggressive mini cut, and we'll see what that looks like. The level of aggression is going to really be dependent on, well, two things. Number one, how my body responds, and number two, my compliance. So it is quite difficult to go into a deficit, especially not having like a very specific goal, like stepping on a stage or a photo shoot or an event. I think a lot of people do thrive on having some sort of a mile marker along the way. But I think some piece of advice I would have for somebody who doesn't have those things like on the horizon, just general health, feeling good. But you can create your own sort of goal, whether it is a vacation, an event, or something that might be some significance to you that you want to look and feel your best for. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Just to kind of give you, I don't know, I think people just really thrive on having some sort of a deadline, frankly, or something just to be like, I did it. So Yeah, so for me, my mini cut, I'm hoping this will be no more than 8 weeks. We'll see how my body, I do tend to drop quite slowly. Historically, my body fat drops at about 0.6% of my total body weight, which is slow. And one of the reasons for that is because I am already very lean. So leaner bodies tend to hold body fat a little tighter because the body's like, oh my God, we've got nothing left. And then also you're trying to do everything you can to sustain your muscle mass in this process. So I'll go ahead and give you guys kind of an overview of what my plan is right now for the month of July, and we'll see how things go. I'm planning on training a minimum of 4 days per week. I'm doing 2 lower and 2 upper body days. I may throw in a 5th day in there. We'll see how it goes, but I'm committed to 4 days. And that seems to have worked really well with my schedule right now. I am still planning on training hard, but I also, like I said, I'm not trying to necessarily build. So for the purposes of that, I'll probably take some sets to near failure, but I'm really going to be mindful of my overall volume per body part so that I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to build so much. In terms of my calories, I'm in a moderate, so we've set, I have a meal plan, by the way, for those of you who are new here. I do prefer to follow a meal plan from my coach. One of the reasons is I like my food and I know how to prepare it so that it's good for me. And 2, I am quite busy, so I don't like having to make things up on the fly, especially when I'm like, I think cuts, when you're doing a fat loss phase, I think it should be like, get it done. Just get it done, whatever it takes. So I like having a meal plan for that reason. It also gives a lot more predictability in terms of weight fluctuations. You have less variables with margin of error, with tracking, and less variables with sodium and water. So your scale weights are a lot more predictable. Just something to keep in mind. Okay, so today is a training day. I'm going to do upper body day. I did lower body yesterday, which was one of my first hard lower body workouts since my travel and since being sick. Pretty much only did, 2 or 3 workouts in the entire month of June. So we're back. So I think this is my second lower body workout, and I am sore, sore everywhere. Not too sore I can't sit down, but I feel it. So today's gonna be upper body. My calories for today, so I have a meal plan, and I didn't actually ask my coach what my macros were, so I just plugged all this in. There always is some variance when you take a meal plan and plug it in to a food tracking, just dependent on what items you picked. But we are in agreement on the quantities, so if he has me increase or decrease the quantities, I will do so on my end, and all will be good. So I did get pretty close when I logged this in, matching up the calories. So I'm about 1,885 calories total. My protein is around 200. I'm going to double check this with him, but I'm logging about 200, 210 grams of protein. My carbohydrates are 175 and fats are 40. So 210 protein, 175 carbs, 40 fats. And this is my meal 2. So my meal 2 is really just some ground chicken, and this meal is from MegaFit Meals. I ordered this from their signature, it's their spicy ground chicken. Super, it's as basic as it gets, but this is my pre-workout meal. So it's gonna be, again, about 40 grams of protein. I think this is so tiny. I think it's 46 grams of carbs, and low fat, 4 grams of fat. It also comes with this sauce here. When I defrost this, it looks like it has oil in it, so I don't typically use the sauce that comes with it. I am using my own sauce. This is not any particularly diet sauce. And I did discuss this on a group call with my clients earlier this morning. I often will have hot sauce, salsa, sometimes I'll have some mustards and that kind of stuff as my sauces, or I make my own sort of thing. But this is honestly just a straight up regular barbecue sauce. Definitely higher in the sugar. But what I do is I measure out this in grams. So I did put this plate on the scale, and I measured out 10 grams, which is basically a third of a serving. So it's basically, what is that? 35. It's probably 25 calories. So I just put a little bit on there. So I get the real deal, the flavor, all the stuff, but keep the calories still low, and that's totally suitable for me. Yeah, so The game plan is I've got my training day calories, my off day macros, and I'll do an off day video, is about 200 calories less. The majority of that is coming from, we basically pulled out my carbs, pulled my carbs down, it looks like, a little bit. So hopefully, this is my hope. My hope is by me getting my activity back up, I've also committed to a daily 30-minute walks on my treadmill in the morning time. My hope is by incorporating this activity now, which is honestly really minor because I literally sit at my desk and work most of the day. By incorporating that cardio, getting my training intensity back to where it was, and then just dialing in my food a little bit, I'm hoping I will drop about, I'm hoping for about 6 pounds here in the next 8 weeks. So it is a bit aggressive. Oh no, the math is not mathing. I may need to go lower. Usually I do go quite lower in my cut phases, but I do want to keep this mini cut short. So I agreed to get aggressive very, very temporarily. So we'll see how that goes. Once I hit my target, my plan is to stay in maintenance through the duration of the rest of this year. And then going into 2025, if the stars align and it feels right, potentially going into a prep, and I would like to compete in my 40s, I think. I honestly remember getting back into competing in 2019, thinking, oh my God, I'm 35. That's old. I remember when I started competing, I was in my late 20s or mid 20s, and I was like, I couldn't believe there were women who were stepping on stage at that time who were older, and they were masters. And I thought, oh my God, now I'm masters. How did that happen? So, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes, but I'm excited to take this journey with you guys and to show you what I do with my nutrition, the changes and manipulations that we make to both the nutrition and the training aspect, and how that works for me. And certainly if you guys have any questions, please comment below. I'll make sure to include that in the upcoming videos to show you how I'm adapting my training. Again, not trying to put on any muscle. If anything, I might be even downsizing a tiny bit. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But if you guys enjoy this video, please let me know in the comments and let me know any questions that you have so I can address them in the future videos.